He's
Watch what happens when I touch that chin. His man, 6'5" is not his chin, people, okay? His chin ain't up there, all right? His chin is easier to reach. Watch what happens when I hit this man's chin. I promise he gonna do a pretty little.
Fundora's preparation, his fight style, it all ended up planning out for him. But as an OG, man, 4 more minutes, it would have been a lot of fun, I promise you. 4 more minutes, and he could have made a mistake right in front of me, man. I was waiting for it. I knew it was gonna be one of these kind of tough fights against a young champion, and I had that long-term vision, but the ref didn't let me get the...
Damn! Last night, Keith Thurman got his ass. Ooh, he got his ass whooped last night. Ooh, damn. Ooh, shit. Fuck the Tower Inferno. Hey, y'all remember that dude from Street Fighter? What's his name? Dowsum? Oh, Dowsum? That mother with them long ass arms from Street Fighters back in the days. Damn. Ooh, 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 ooh. Damn, Keith couldn't cut the distance on that.
Keith Thurman decided to completely and publicly humiliate Clara Shields' training regimens and genuinely questioned her grip on reality. But the universe has a wicked sense of humor. Fast forward a few short days, and the man who was busy throwing stones is suffering a devastating, career-altering stoppage. The internet exploded in an absolute frenzy, and the loudest, most aggressive voice laughing in the immediate aftermath belonged to the exact woman he tried to bury.
Upon TV, you would think it'd be a male boxer talking trash to Keith Thurman after Keith got destroyed by Fundora last night. You would think it'd be a male boxer disrespecting Keith Thurman after Keith Thurman got crushed.
Why, Keith? Why?
Instead, it was Miss Claressa T-Rex Shields, the GOAT of all men.
The fuse for this absolute disaster was lit during a pre-fight media scrum that spread across social media like wildfire. Instead of breaking down the actual physical opponent he was paid to fight, Thurman went on a massive, unprovoked tangent. He mercilessly targeted Shields, dragging a heavily debated piece of leaked sparring footage straight into the blinding spotlight.
Yes. Oh!
In that grainy clip, Shields was seen taking a hard, flush shot from a male sparring partner and hitting the canvas. For Thurman, this was prime, undeniable ammunition. He looked directly into the cameras and ruthlessly mocked her supreme confidence, openly asking reporters what state she was from and if they had legalized marijuana out there. He genuinely wanted to know what she was smoking to ever truly believe she could step into the ring and compete with a top-tier male professional. The disrespect was loud, calculated, and deeply personal. He painted her as entirely delusional, quickly brushing off her unprecedented historic accomplishments just to score cheap viral points with the media. He thought he was untouchable, coasting comfortably on his past reputation as one of the most feared welterweights on the planet.
Before I get you out, I want to talk about Claressa Shields. She said she could beat Rory Romero. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, Claressa Shields said she can beat me, bro. Claressa
Yes,
Shields,
she did.
I don't know, what state she from, man? They got legalized marijuana out there? What's she smoking on, bro? You know, we all saw her get dropped by her sparring partner, man. You know, it is what it is, man. She a female with an erection, baby, you know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, man, she just talks a lot of talk, you know. Women and you know, males, they very rarely, even on an exhibition level, have they cross paths with one another, right? Sabrina Williams has made the big statement of the difference of the women's division and the men's division just off of the first serve, the speed and the power from the serve, you know. So she's a talented woman who's done great things in boxing. Hats off to her, applause, a lot of things, but you know, when they say stay in your lane, there's a
but reality hit him significantly harder than any sparring partner ever could. When the bell actually rang under the bright lights, Thurman was not facing a hypothetical cross-gender matchup. He was locked in a cage with Sebastian Fundora. This was not a standard, predictable opponent. Fundora is a 6'6" absolute anomaly in the junior middleweight division, bringing a nightmarish reach advantage and a relentless, suffocating offensive pace. Right from the opening bell, the sheer physical size difference was jarring to watch. Thurman looked completely dwarfed inside the ropes. He could not find his rhythm, could not navigate the massive, dangerous distance, and quickly found himself on the receiving end of a brutal, grinding physical assault. The towering southpaw turned the highly anticipated fight into a bloody, incredibly one-sided nightmare. By the time the 6th round rolled around, the physical damage was undeniable and deeply concerning. Thurman was battered, completely broken down by the sheer volume and heavy leverage of Fundora's punches. At exactly 1 minute and 17 seconds of the 6th round, the referee had seen enough. He stepped in and waved it off, handing Thurman the very first deeply humiliating stoppage loss of his entire professional career.
Keith Thurman stopped for the first time versus Sebastian Fundora. I can't lie, I'm not surprised. I knew this fight wasn't going the distance, and the only chance that Keith Thurman had was to land one of those big looping lefts or rights. But that was really like a low percentage chance for Keith Thurman, in my opinion, in this fight. It's just, I don't want to put it on age. It's a lot of different variables in this fight and disadvantages for Keith Thurman. Number one, it's your first official fight at 54. You're fighting really a unified champion. Like, Sebastian Fundora should still currently be the unified champion at 54. He's in his prime and only getting better. Every fight he's finding different ways to use his physical advantages in this weight class. The length and the reach, the angles, the wild trajectory that those shots come from. He's getting better every time he fights. And a very unique guy to match up with. And, you know, with him being a volume puncher, and now he's showing you the ability to be patient and pick his shots. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that he got 1,000 punches in the tank. I just knew this was going to be a tough matchup for Keith Thurman, and I knew it wasn't going the distance, and likely, like I said in the prediction or the breakdown video, you know what I'm saying? Didn't do an official prediction, but the breakdown video, Sebastian Fundora should be the favorite to stop Keith Thurman. Like, and I mean, honestly, Keith, he tried. He went out there. He tried to get in close. He was taking penitentiary chances, trying to get in close. But every time he took a chance to get in, Sebastian Fundora had something waiting on him. And it just got bad, man. Keith Thurman's face started to look like a pepperoni pizza.
The exact moment the referee crossed his arms, the boxing world lost its collective mind. Social media timelines erupted into absolute unfiltered chaos, but absolutely nobody was faster to the punch than Clara Shields. The self-proclaimed greatest woman of all time had been waiting patiently for this exact moment to strike. She did not offer a single ounce of sympathy, grace, or respect. She went straight for the jugular. Taking immediately to X, Shields unleashed a relentless barrage of posts, mercilessly clowning his heavily flawed performance. She highlighted exactly how completely helpless he looked trapped against the ropes, taking immense, highly visible satisfaction in watching the man who boldly questioned her toughness get completely dismantled on national television. For Shields, this was the ultimate, undeniable vindication. She framed his devastating defeat as direct, immediate payback for the extreme disrespect he showed her earlier in the week. Every single tweet was a victory lap, completely dominating the post-fight conversation and expertly turning Thurman's darkest professional moment into her own personal viral highlight reel.
Keith Thurman was actually mad at the referee stopping the fight. Keith Thurman was heated that the referee saved the man's life. Ryan Garcia said immediately after the fight, called it, Fundora's style is a nightmare for Thurman. Congratulations to Fundora. Then Miss Claressa T-Rex Shields, the quote of all mistresses, put out on Twitter during the fight. Keith bunny hopping around the ring. Come on, Fundora. Sleep him. He can't take your power. Then she say, fight back, Keith. Just out here getting punched on and circle the other way sometime. Then she say, it's time to sleep. Then she say, the left hand Fundora is throwing is nasty. Just busting Keith's ass up. Then she said Keith Thurman got beat so bad the referee had to save him. Got beat the hell down. Say what you want. I ain't never got my ass kicked like that, especially in a world title fight. Hey yo, Claressa, what the hell is you talking about? You never fought Sebastian Fundora before. You never fought a man before.
I'm sorry you're broke.
This girl wanna be a man so bad it is pathetic.
To really understand the intense venom behind her biting words, you have to look at the deeply rooted, highly toxic history between these two fighters. This was not just a sudden, random flare-up over a single, isolated interview. This bitter feud has been simmering beneath the surface of the boxing world for years. Shields has relentlessly targeted Thurman across multiple digital platforms, repeatedly making the audacious, highly controversial claim that she could flat-out outbox him inside the ring. She has gone on record firmly stating she would seriously fight him at 154 pounds, blending a thin veil of genuine respect for his past accolades with an unshakable vocal belief that his current skills are completely deteriorating.
He see these muscles. He better quit fucking with me though. I tell you that. Keith, you only got one world title or whatever you got. I got 13. You better go play with somebody else's daughter.
Well, what if he thinks he's getting in there? It's just an exhibition. We know we're gonna work.
An exhibition is fine with me. He get in there, he's gonna get punched. It don't matter. He said he want to use bigger gloves and he want to use one hand. Okay, get your stupid ass in there and use one hand so I can show you that you would have wished you would at least use two. He'd have a better chance at using two.
Who's the baddest man you ever whooped? Could you even tell her? You're not trying to put anyone.
I don't even consider sparring like whooping guys because sparring, I'm working on certain things, they're working on certain things, and guys are like, I'm like so respectful of the guys. Like I done dropped guys in sparring.
That was my next question.
I done been dropped in sparring once by a guy.
He got you to the body or what?
Nah, I ain't never been dropped to the body. I ain't no fucking punk. I got caught. No, but the guy I sparred, he was like a little Russian hater. He took the patent out of his gloves. I had whooped his ass on a Monday, and his coach wanted to spar again on Thursday. But he caught me, but he didn't have no patent in his gloves. He know exactly who he is.
Damn. Thurman has heavily, always brushed these intense callouts off as ridiculous, desperate publicity stunts, refusing to even entertain the idea of sharing a ring with her. That constant public dismissal created a massive, heavy chip on Shields' shoulder. Every time he ignored her or laughed her off, the background tension escalated. So when he finally acknowledged her simply to tear her down during the most important week of his year, it perfectly set the stage for the absolute explosion of bad blood we are witnessing right now.
It's okay. If you're gonna beat me, you're gonna beat me, right? But whoop my ass. Let me feel bad. I still feel good. I wanted a few more rounds. I still feel good. So it's just unfortunate, man. I mean, it's the unknown. 6 more minutes, we don't know what would happen, and we don't get that opportunity, and it's unfortunate.
The intense pile-on did not stop with just one angry, vindicated champion. The entire fighting community smelled fresh blood in the water and immediately joined the digital frenzy. High-profile names simply could not resist taking their own brutal shots. Ryan Garcia eagerly jumped into the digital dog pile, publicly calling for Thurman to permanently retire and openly suggesting he no longer had the sturdy chin or the burning heart required for the unforgiving sport.
Hey, he had a long layoff too, Joe.
Huh?
Yeah. He had 2 fights in the past 6 years.
Yeah, man, he don't even look the same, I guess, because without the braids, I'm like, man, what Thurman is this? No, straight up. Hey, he came out in that 5th round right after I hit y'all. He gave a little flurry real quick. It was like a quick 3-piece. Pop, pop, pop. Yeah. After that, Fundora. He got right back to that jab. Pop.
But that's really the hard part, Ocho, and you know that as somebody that bops, is that you know as you get older, it gets harder to throw that volume of punches. You gotta be smart. Mm-hmm. You gotta be smart, but you gotta get the guy's attention. If you don't get his attention, if he don't think you can, if he don't feel that your pop, that you got any snap on those punches, he walking through those.
Hey, you done. You done.
You see the difference with Canelo and Bud?
Oh,
you see, Bud touched him. He like, I ain't walking up in here. I got to be careful. Hey, I tried the front door. Let me see if a window or a back door is unlocked. I ain't coming in this damn front.
Hey, I understand what y'all saying. But when you look at the height disparity, bro, 6'6", Uncle Ocho, like he's probably the tallest champion that's been in a while.
Yeah, he is.
And that division at 154.
That's what I'm saying. Who gonna be able to challenge that man and be able to get in there and be able to really defeat him. That's gonna be, man, it didn't even look, that tonight,
I can tell you
like it was.
Meanwhile, the hardcore fan bases completely took over Reddit and dedicated boxing forums. Massive, sprawling threads deeply dissected every single second of the stoppage, completely polarizing the tight-knit community. Half the fans pointed directly to Thurman's severe, documented lack of activity, arguing that years of heavy ring rust and endless nagging injuries left him totally unprepared for a high-output, towering engine like Fundora. The other half were far, far less forgiving. They argued this was not just temporary ring rust, but a steep, undeniable, and permanent athletic decline. The harsh consensus was incredibly brutal. The explosive, terrifying, unstoppable fighter from 5 years ago was entirely gone, replaced by a ghost who spent far more time talking to microphones than actually fighting in the ring.
Fundora, the best version you've seen in...
Man, that dude need to be 86 from the division. He way too tall. I'm sorry, they need to calibrate them scales. I don't know how he making them weight classes. It is not fair.
Cheat code.
It is not fair.
So he beats Virgil Ortiz.
It is, forget about, it is not fair for him to be in that weight class.
Would you pick him against the 154s though? Is that what you're saying? Like,
it is not fair for him to be in that weight class. They need to calibrate them scales. We don't know how he makes that weight. All stuff. There is some kind of trickery going on in boxing that nobody wants to talk about.
What do you think about the sustained beatings that he passes out? When he fights, it's the way he gets on top of people and just destroys them.
Man, he over there trying to chop everybody's head off. I'm telling you like this, man. I sit there, man. I just look. I'm like, there's no way. Like you gotta go over there and just like boom, right on the top like that, right? Hope for the best, you know.
Facts. How would you beat him?
Like that, I would just sit down and I'll go like, and you know what? I bet you anything. I bet you he can make 47 too, and I don't know how he would do it.
How much better has he gotten? Like from?
Oh no, he's gotten way better.
Yeah.
He's gotten way better. Dude, that dude a freak of nature. I don't know how he do it.
Who do you think is a better challenge for him, Boots or Zayas? Provided that one of them wins.
Man, I think he beat. I think he beat them, man. Like I said, man, that's a difficult dude to beat. The thing is, how you gonna reach him? How you gonna reach him?
You gotta stay close to him. He's good on the inside, but you gotta stay in the
pocket.
He's
good on the inside. He's better on the inside.
The massive fallout from this single dramatic night is absolutely staggering to witness. Keith Thurman went from aggressively mocking a female champion's physical durability to having his own toughness violently and permanently questioned by the entire combat sports world. It is a harsh, deeply unforgiving lesson about the supreme hidden danger of taking your eyes off the immediate physical threat in front of you. He heavily wasted valuable mental energy trying to win a completely meaningless, trivial war of words, only to spectacularly lose the actual physical war that directly dictated his financial future. Now his once great legacy is hanging by a very thin thread, deeply tarnished by a brutal, bloody stoppage and heavily overshadowed by the relentless public mocking of the very person he desperately tried to embarrass. The ironies are stacked so high, you simply cannot look away from the wreckage. So what exactly happens next for a former champion who has lost both his intimidating aura and his career momentum? Does he try to slowly rebuild from the embarrassing ashes of this humiliating defeat, or is Ryan Garcia actually right? Is it finally time for Keith Thurman to hang up the gloves for good and walk away from the spotlight? You let us know in the comments below. That's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.